Hi, this is David, and again, I don't want to be political. I don't care who's elected to the President of the United States. I know Joseph Smith ran. I don't know if anyone ever voted for Joseph because most of his wives were too young to vote. So maybe he got no votes. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to talk about Mitt Romney and the Mormons, okay? I'm already seeing it. I've put on other videos. How are the Mormons going to spin it when Mitt Romney loses the presidency, him being white and delightsome, to a lowly black man? Well, I'm already seeing it, because I really was wondering, how are they going to twist it and turn it and spin it so it doesn't look like what it is, that the United States has rejected a Mormon president. One of the things you find out about Mormons is that if you don't agree with them, then they speak more, and they speak louder. And if you still disagree with them, they'll speak more and more and more, and louder and louder and louder. In the cult of Mormonism, people are taught that if a person is told all the truth about the Mormon Church and its policies and procedures and its plan of salvation, of course they would become Mormons. Mormons believe that. Now, you and I are somewhat in the normal world. Well, at least you are. I'm not. But anyway, even in my world, I can learn all about Coca-Cola or another product and decide it's not for me. Free agency, it's not for me. And people can learn all about the Mormon Church and go, it's not for me. I don't believe it. I don't want to be in it. The Mormons can't accept that. They can't accept that. So the cult has trained them to twist and turn that if people reject them, there's a reason. And the reason is never, never, never that it's not true, it's obnoxious, it's a cult, it marries 14-year-old girls, women are baby machines. It's never for a reason. It's because they don't know us. I see it already. I see it already with this Isaac tropical storm coming in and attacking the Republican convention, which I think is the work of Jesus anyway. I lean Democratic, but I'm not totally Democratic. I do believe in a free agency where one man buys it cheap and sells it to his brother for expensive, and then keeps the profit. Hey, that's capitalism, isn't it? So anyway, I think I see already it coming that Isaac has moved the 4-day convention down to 3 days. Now, the Mormons would have come up with an excuse anyway. I'm guaranteeing you, they would come up with an excuse when Mitt Romney doesn't get it, because we didn't know enough about him and his religion. Well, maybe we knew everything about him and his religion, and the world has just said, holy crap, we don't want him in as a president. Him and Joseph Smith are buddies. So I am predicting that the Isaac storm is the beginning of the Mormons starting to pile evidence up to spin this in November when Romney loses. That, see, if we'd had that extra day in Tampa, more people would have known him, and we didn't get the time that the Obama campaign got. And they're going to whine and whine, and they're going to stack up on the wall all of these things that come up and say, see, if we'd had a fair chance, we would have won. But we didn't. God made Isaac the storm. He hated us. And then I can't even tell you in the next 60 days how many more stupid things Romney's going to do. And people are going to learn about him, his church, how he practices his religion, magic underwear. Pretty soon the gloves are going to be off. And Obama has been, I think, pretty clever, because it appears if you just leave Romney and the Mormons alone, they defeat themselves. They don't need to be beat up. They don't need to be shot, run after. You know, the Mormons have all these stories of how they're persecuted. No, they're not persecuted. They're saying that people don't believe their religion. But they can't say that. You will never, never, never hear the Mormon Church say, well, he knew everything about it, but he just didn't want to do it. They have to have an excuse of why you Do not join their religion. You are too stupid. You haven't read enough. You need to pray more on the Book of Mormon. Now, one of the things cults do, and it's a very clever technique, is they always blame the person who's investigating for their lack of commitment. If you've read the Book of Mormon 20 million times, and then you say to the missionaries, well, I just don't get that burning feeling. You need to read it again. See, it's your fault that you're not joining. It's not their church. It's not their policies. It's not their procedures. It's not the atrocities that keeps you from joining. It's you. You're not good enough. You don't do what we say. You haven't read the Book of Mormon with real intent. They have a spin on everything, and I'm already smelling the presidential spin. People just didn't get to know Romney. If they had, they would have voted more and more for him, and he would have won. So here it is, David the Prophet. I'm telling you how the Mormon Church is going to spin this, and how they're going to say, well, we didn't have a fair playing field. They're never going to say, well, most of the people in the United States don't care for our religion, and Romney was hooked to it, and he didn't win because of our religion. They just can't go home and live their damn religion. A cult has to have constant proselyting, and new faces coming in, and new faces, because the old faces are going out. Once the old faces, like mine, which is really old, once it figures it out, it goes, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So they need to go get a 20-year-old and his wife and 2 little kids and keep them in the cult for 20 or 30 years and get their money for 20 or 30 years. So anyway, this is the end of my story. I think that Romney is going to lose in a big way, and I predict there's going to be some real surprises here in the next 60 days, especially about his Mormonism. And I can't wait to see a debate between Obama and Romney, because Romney is a robot. And when you ask a robot, how does it feel? It has no feelings. I don't know. And Obama, you know, I'm not being political here. I'm just saying he did get Osama bin Laden. He's killed off 4 or 5 other major terrorists. He hasn't started a war in Iran yet. I think he's going to leave that to the Jews. But we've done well under Obama. And I don't think we're going to do as well if Romney attacks Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and all of the safety nets in the United States. He wants another $100 million over in a Swiss bank, while your grandma and my grandma lay in a deathbed because they can't afford 20 bucks for pills. So what it is about men that they have to have more and more and more. And a man like Romney has so much money and so much opportunity to help the world, and what has he done with it? He's given millions in trust funds to his kids. He's got his money in the Cayman Islands. He's got it over in the Swiss bank. He gave his Burger King stock to the Mormon Church for tithing. He won't release his taxes because he's crooked as a dog's back leg. He knows that if he releases those taxes, I'm telling you, somebody at the IRS is going to get that information on Romney's taxes, and it's going to sneak out. And I think that may happen in the next 60 days also. So anyway, I'm the David the Prophet, and I'm predicting that we just don't know the Mormon Church well enough to elect Romney. And the truth is, we know the Mormon Church way too much, and that's probably why the American people are not going to elect Romney. If you want to wear magic underwear, elect Romney. He'll make everybody wear it, and then he'll buy stock in the underwear company.